Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Princess of Power, She-Ra. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even more awesome. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it! For the honor of Grayskull, let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And really nothing new for those of us who have been collecting Masterverse. 30 points of articulation, this scrolly stuff. Barcode, Masterverse on the front. That's new. 40th anniversary of He-Man. 6 and up. Nice huge window showcasing the figure and her accessories. Princess of Power, She-Ra. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, mattelshop.com print, contents, one figure, accessories, that question mark, and another barcode. On this side, She-Ra, most powerful woman in the universe. On this side, great artwork of She-Ra. And on the back, some more, but different, great artwork of She-Ra on Swiftwind. And I do believe this Swiftwind is more in the toy colors than in the animation colors, but I could be mistaken. It's been a long time since I have seen either. But again, regardless of what the colors are, the artwork is fabulous on here. It looks great. And here's what it says. She-Ra, most powerful woman in the universe. When Adora raises the sword of protection above her head and cries, "For the honor of Grayskull," she transforms into She-Ra, Princess of Power, and leader of Etheria's great rebellion. And here we have Mattel empowering the next generation through play. The cross sale of He-Man from the Netflix He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. New Eternia Zodak. Skeletor from the Netflix He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Princess of Power Masterverse Catra and Princess of Power Masterverse Hordak. Also available, each sold separately, subject to availability. Colors and decorations may vary. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and her accessories and handy dandy tweezers. So let's start with the smallest pieces, which are the alternate hands. And I do believe that we have seen these hands before. Most notably with Revelation Captain of the Guard Teela. I do believe is where these hands first came from. And you know, they have nice detail and stuff to them. And then we have She-Ra's shield. And, you know, the straps on the back of it aren't anything new. In fact, I think these may be the straps from Teela's shield. Captain of the Guard Teela. And then, you know, it does have nice paint. And it has this nice clear jewel piece in the middle, which you can see is clear all the way through. So my guess is this is all translucent plastic with just nice pearlescent silver paint on it. And it does look really nice. And the sword, if you remember from the show, the sword turns into the shield. So I don't think the sword quite has the same finish as the shield, which is a shame because this finish on the shield is really nice looking. Now, rather, the sword has a more glittery speck, metal speck in it look, which I guess would be glitter. And again, the jewel is translucent, so you can't necessarily see all the way through it, but it is, you know, translucent all the way through. And so I'm assuming, and I know that makes an ass out of you and me, but this plastic of the jewel is what the entire sword, I'm guessing, is made of, and then it has this nice paint job on the outside. And it is a nice paint. I just wish it matched the shield more. There is a little bit of slop around the jewel here. So, and you know, it does look a lot like He-Man's sword, but there are some marked differences. The jewel and, you know, the wings, I guess that's what you call them, connect up to the sword, where He-Man's didn't. But overall, it's a very nice representation of the Filmation version of the sword. The toy version was gold, and it was more of a, I want to say it was more of a triangular shaped blade. So this one is definitely the more Filmation look, and so is the shield. Although the original She-Ra came with a shield that looked a lot, well, at least this shape, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been 40 years, folks. Okay, maybe not quite 40 years. And speaking of the toy, that brings us to the alternate head, which to make her She-Ra, her tiara crown thingy turned upside down and became a mask, which is what we have here, which this is a very interesting look. And I do like this look. The closed lips, and the mask has blank eyes, and then it's got this little jewel here. And again, not an exact version of the toy, but, you know, very reminiscent of that. And the cape, the alternate cape, it kind of has that too, because the original toy's cape had a kind of a shoulder armor that came around the front a little bit with a heart design in it, if I'm remembering correctly. But it was more, it wasn't gold like this. It had gold in it, and it had like a reflective, like holographic paper, and then it had like a clear covering or something over it. You know, again, if I'm remembering correctly, but it had that like foil kind of plasticky stuff around the top, and I think it buttoned in the back. And then this cape is, I do believe, longer than what that one is, but this is pretty cool. I do like the look of this. It's very, very nice. It's molded in this gold color, I think. Well, it's molded in the gold color, and then I think it has paint on the outside portion of it anyway, also. So, very nice job, Mattel. This is very, very good looking paint and stuff on it. And that brings us to the figure herself. And for the most part, I have to say she has pretty clean paint apps. The face looks really nice. She has the slightly open mouth with the teeth showing, the bright blue eyes. The eyebrows don't quite match the hair. I don't remember if that was an actual thing out of the cartoon or the toy or whatever. But there it is. And then, but this overall, this is more Filmation looking than toy looking, but there are some elements that carried over to both, like the boots and the bracers. These were gold on the toy, and I believe in the animation too. I could be mistaken. This cape is soft goods. It's the short one. It's has the little choker on it, and it is removable once you pop the head off. And you know, she's got these nice gold painted crown or tiara, or whatever you want to call it, and it's got that nice jewel there in the middle. Nice paint on these pieces, and the design in the middle, which the original toy, you know, they all had like a gem in where the belly button goes, I guess, and then, you know, designs around that. But again, this is more of the Filmation look, really. You know, again, if I'm remembering correctly. Then she's got some nice tampos here on the bracelets, or I guess they're not bracelets, arm guards, but nice tampos there. Again, these hands I think are the same hands as Revelation Captain of the Guard Tila. Nice paint app here at the belt type, and it does go all the way around, so that's very nice. And then, like, from here where this cut is down, this is all an overlay piece, and it's all flat in there. And this, from this piece down to the top of the boots, is the same as Captain of the Guard Tila. Same, you know, reused parts, but it just has this overlay on it. And again, like I said, from the hips, the legs, all the way down to where the boot cut is all reused from that Captain of the Guard Tila. Again, just like on the arm bracers, the boots have this nice tampo on them. And nice gold paint also for both the bracers and the boots. You know, it's overall, it looks very nice. I think it looks like there's a little bit of wash to the hair, just to kind of make it stand out a bit, and the same with the alternate head. In fact, this, I think it's the same hair, so that makes sense for that to be reused, especially on the same character. Now, one thing I will note, my ankles are a little weak toward the front, and I did have to soak her in some hot water to loosen this joint right here. It was tight, and it felt like everything was twisted when I tried to twist it, but I got it loose. I did break it loose. So let's talk about her articulation. She can look down that far. She doesn't really look up unless you bend her here at this cut at the chest. She will, with a little bit of work, do the full Exorcist. So that's cool, but you have to watch out for the cape, because her hair will get caught on that cape. At the arms, comes out a little better than 90. Does have a full 360-degree rotation. At the upper bicep, 360-degree rotation. Double hinged, pinless elbow. Let's see if I can get all the bend out of it. It is a little tight, even after soaking in some hot water. But you get that much bend out of the elbow, and that's fantastic. 360-degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge, and again, it's a little tight. And same on the other hand on an in and out hinge, and that's a C-grip hand. It's a cut here where the chest meets the abdomen, and it gives you some twists left and right, not a whole bunch. It gives her crunch down that forward, and she stands up straight, and that's about it. There is a cut here at the waist, I believe. Nope. Yep. Well, it's just below this cut. That's what it looks like. But that does give you a 360-degree rotation for the waist. At the hips, this is soft plastic, so she will give you the full splits. But it does bend that up some, so just be aware of that. She can kick forward not quite 90 degrees, and she only kicks back about that far. At the upper thigh, another rotation of 360 degrees, double hinged pinless knee. And again, even after soaking, this knee is still tight. So that is, it's good and it's bad, but it gives you that much bend. And then in the boot there, we do have a cut in the upper shin for a 360 degree rotation. Sometimes that joint can show. Just kind of push the boot back up a little bit and that fixes it. At the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and it does have a forward facing pin for rocker. That, my friends, does it for a look at the figure of She-Ra, the Princess of Power. Now it's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have She-Ra with the Revelations Captain of the Guard Teela and Revelations Andra. Here's She-Ra with Revelations Teela and 40th Anniversary He-Man. Here's She-Ra with new Eternia Skeletor and her arch nemesis, Hordak. How does the Princess of Power compare up with other lines? You might ask, you might not, but we're going to show you. Here she is with the Marvel Legends making his cameo appearance, of course, Stan the Man Lee, and from the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant, Cobra Commander. Here's She-Ra with Star Wars The Black Series Archive Editions, 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch comparison, McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. And that, my friends, will complete our look at comparisons. For final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Princess of Power, She-Ra, which I forgot to show off these accessories on her early on, so I'm doing it now. Which I have to say, this look for her is really a great look too. This is total badass mode, is what I would say it is. But either way that you choose to display your Masterverse Princess of Power She-Ra is the correct way. She looks great with either cape and either head. It's just, this figure is a great figure, and if you are into He-Man or you have some nostalgia from watching the Filmation She-Ra Princess of Power show, then this figure, I'm gonna say, for me, it was a must. There may be some that I pass on. I may not get the entire Princess of Power line, subline rather, of Masterverse, or is it a subline? I don't know. Anyway, that's for another video. I may not get all of those figures, but some of the main ones that were really prominent in the show, I think I'm going to get, especially if they look as good as this figure does. It's great, and I think they've worked it out where they can get a lot more reuse out of this mold. The Captain of the Guard Tila mold, rather. There are some reused parts from that figure here, and there are a lot of new parts too. So, a great job, Mattel. The Masterverse team knocked this one out of the park. This is a must-buy figure. Like I said before, if you have any type of nostalgia for She-Ra or the show, or you just want a She-Ra to put with your He-Man, this is the one, guys. It's a really, really great figure, and there are a few drawbacks to it, but for the most part, it's an excellent figure. The quality was excellent. I had to break that one thigh joint loose. And there's some issues sometimes with keeping the abdomen and chest design there lined up correctly. But other than that, mine's got a little bit of weak ankle at the front, not the back of the ankle, but the front of the ankle. It's a little bit on the weak side. It's really the same issue I had with the Captain of Guard Tila. But very, very minor things. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.